going to cost? 4 walls, one door, and a couple of windows. At that time, in 2014, the going rate was about 90 to $100 per square foot. Okay, and we already have the land. So I said, okay. A few weeks later, she came and said, "Well, I want that to be the replica of Thiruvannamalai." And I asked her, why is it important that the structure, in order to look inside, as per Bhagwan, the structure doesn't matter, you know? And then she said, well, you're right, but I'm not there yet. And I would like to have. And we have been married for almost 48 years now. She doesn't ask many things from me, and I'm not a good gifter at all. I've never, some other, all her jewelry is all from my parents, and I never bought it. So I thought it's not a bad deal. Let's go ahead and build one. Okay. And we did not know anyone in Tiruvannamalai. And so she relied heavily on Rohit. And Rohit called, I think, Tiruvannamalai. He will add a little bit if it's about all that. And once we got the permission to build it, I was working at that time full time. Usually leave home around 7 in the morning and come back around 8 in the night. That's what my most of the schedule was. So all I'm discussing about is all between Mati, Rohit, and others. Okay. So Rohit got the permission.
And Dennis.
So Rohit, he called Dennis, and you all know Dennis and his brother Jim, and both of them have been with the ashram, Ramanashram in India, from their mid 20s. I never knew. I came to know about it later that Jim has been there 6 months when he was a 22 or 24-year-old a young man. Okay, so they got the measurements from Tiruvannamalai. Next slide. And then this is the old hall in Tiruvannamalai, and he had all the measurements. I want you to look at the cross beams, okay? And everything was sent in. We got the county permission to proceed with the construction. Matthew, first time I felt that Matthew was a little bit impatient, I thought, with the original contractor. He's from Hyderabad, and he is very slow. And his price was half what we finally paid. But Matthew felt that he was not going at the same pace he wanted. And so we fired the contractor. All these constructions, the first time we ever did was, first time was fired that contractor. We went with another contractor. But again, Bhagavan, many contractors, when you switch, the old one will get very upset. And then he will say, he'll never help with you. But this contractor from Hyderabad, his name is Syed Ali, he was with us. Even though he did not get paid anything, he will stay with us, helping to proceed with the new contractor. You know, we as doctors, we get upset when somebody gets a second opinion. But he was a good man. He proceeded. Okay, so we got the foundation. Next place. And so, but this is proceeding. So the thing which was very remarkable is that Jim got all the measurements, and he never came to the site, except one day he came in, and just the day before, Matty called. I was in the operating room. She said, the contractor wants to put the beam on top of the 11-feet wall all around. But the plan calls for 10.5 feet, okay? In order to bring it down, you have to cut all around. and it will be like $4,000 or something, and it will delay the project for 3 or 4 days. So I said, what the big deal? Between 10.5 feet and 11 feet, put it up on the wall. Okay. So they already put it up there. Next morning, I'm in the office now. She's calling and says, Jim wants to talk to you. Jim? Yeah, he came all the way from New York. So Jim picks up the phone and said, Dr. Sammy, this is not right. What do you mean it's not right? It's too high. The beam is too high. I asked him, Jim, you were in a meditation. How would you know? No, no. He was genuinely concerned. He said, no, Dr. Sammy, replica. See, that replica. That's not replica. He didn't say that. He meant it. He said, no. And at that time, you have to understand, there is no roof. It's all open sky. And he said, and then I said, well, okay, so he talked to the contractor. He talked to the contractor, and then what he did was he found out that this is not a weight-bearing beam. Okay, in India it's a weight bearing, but not here because as per the rules he cannot do. So he made a few changes, so it was not too expensive, and they were all able to proceed with the construction. If he was late for one day, I can tell you that we would have proceeded further down and would have been more expensive, or may not be even possible to do what we did. Okay, that is Bhagavan's intervention. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, so we went ahead and everything. So you can see, this is a carpenter, and this is Dennis. They're working on the interior inside, and now the kind of finished one. These are the two carpenters. Oh, they had chosen wood. I don't remember the name of the wood, and no, there was a second one. Initially, I think they had some, and then Jim did some research and said, in order to be last longing, he had to turn it to the paduk wood, and this is the wood they made. They usually make it. You have to go and pick it up from them, but this is a special project, so they themselves, the carpenters themselves, they are from upstate New York. They hauled it all over here and they installed it themselves. And you can see Dennis. And this is the December 28th, around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, Bhavan's portrait has come. And this sofa was donated by Miss Daksha. So she donated this, and again, we installed it. At that time, we didn't have the frame. And so this was at about 7 o'clock in the night. And Matthew and I, we were living in about 40 minutes from the place. So we drove back, and we were coming back in the morning around 6 o'clock. The lights were on. I was wondering why there are lights there. When I went in, Dennis was there, and he looked like he had taken a bath, because the old building has been removed. There's nothing in the place except the body part and then the well, open well. Okay, so I asked him. He had I think hotel room somewhere nearby. So I asked him, when did you come back from the hotel? He said he stayed in the hall. At that time, there was no heat. The temperature was 49 degrees. He stayed with Bhagavan. He said, once Bhagavan is here, I spent the night with him in the hall. And then I asked him, looked like you had taken a shower. Where did he take a shower? Well, that open well, and he had a bucket, just like what we do in India. He got the water, cold water, and then he took a shower and changed. Asked him, where did he change? Just the evening before, they had stinky the porta party. But just the earlier, because I told them there's going to be a function, our contractor was otherwise bad. He was not, anyway, he got a brand new pot of belly for him. So Dennis is saying that, well, I was the first one to use it, so it was fine. It was really shiny and paint, smell, it was good. Okay, so he had no qualms about taking and using it and changing. So these are the people who brought this over, not me. And these are all the exact pattern, the height, and this was all measured and sent over to Jim, and he passed it on to yeah, next slide.
Jim did the orm. Jim did the
No,
orm.
yeah. Oh, the worm did. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This he wrote. He did it. Jim did it, and this was Janet and David Rubinson. Okay, we'll see them. This is one of the lighter. As you can see that. Dennis is the batsman. Jim is a wicket keeper. I couldn't recognize him.
Yeah,
but
which boy it is. A whole group of boys are playing cricket.
yeah, yeah. This is the base of the old house after it was demolished. Okay. This is Jim. So he's now laying the original tile, which was Dennis had collected when they did the remodeling in திருவண்ணாமலை in 1970. Remember, he kept it. Why would he keep it? He could have put it in his ashram there, but he decided to give it to us. It's like, I think, what, 2 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch thick. Okay, now these tiles are only half an inch. In order to make it flush, I told him just cut it into half. That was not acceptable to Jim. Okay, he said, no, I'll do something. So he took out the tile and he cut out, punched out like half an inch thick, deep, and 2 by 2, so that when he puts it, it'll be flush, just like what it is now. It is flush with the rest of the tile. And this he did, Jim. Okay. And this is this is Janet. We don't have, I don't know why we don't have David. Okay, but these are all when they were working inside.
That's confusing.
Yeah, this is Kanjan, Dr. Kanjan. Okay. Okay. So if in the future, I didn't plan it to this day myself. So how can I be talking about future? The future is in Bhagwan's hands. So that's my conclusion. I would request Rohit to share some of the
It's still here.
or the name of the person you got the permission from through now. So we want to know.
So I'm just going to share a few anecdotes. One is before even construction started, we did a Bhumi Puja. And at the Bhumi Puja, we got Navaratnas from Tirumalai, right? And in addition, so we put the Navaratnas there, at the in the point. But what we also did is we got stones from Arunachala, and they are also there in the foundation. And in addition to that, you saw earlier the tile from from the old hall, the original old hall. And there's also a stone from Arunachala underneath that tile. And so it's not only, you're not only seeing at the tile where Bhagwan has put his foot, but Arunachala also there, just as it is in the old hall. I'll share only one more story, and that is that Dr. Sami mentioned the sofa. The original sofa was something that was donated by a local devotee named Daksha. And but it did not look like the sofa in the old hall.
Even though they're all under the grass,
It didn't have the same height. It was something she purchased, out of the goodness of her heart, bless her. But it did not look like that. Well, I'm like Jim, I suppose. Not quite 6 inches, but still. And actually, I was at Anand's place when we thought that we should try and make a replica of exact replica of that the sofa. And so we got permission to go. I went to the ashram in India, in Tiruvannamalai, and got permission to get the dimensions of the sofa. And when I did that, we had to take off all the coverings, remove Bhagwan's photo, and I looked at this and I said, wow, this is the original Gounder sofa. And there is quite a story of how that Bhagwan came to sit on that sofa. But in the interest of time, I'm not going to get into that. But when I looked at that, I was distressed at its condition, seeing its condition. So I brought this to Anand's attention and the attention. Eventually, we got to the archives, and I think it was Dr. Ramaswamy, right? He looked at it and he arranged for a restoration expert to come in a few weeks, and look at it. And they determined that the sofa you cannot afford to bear the weight of Bhagwan's photo in the old hall. So the ashram workshop constructed a metal frame that goes around the sofa, and which is what the picture sits on now. So when you go to the ashram in India now, you'll see that picture sits much higher than it used to. And there was one additional benefit of that. And that is that when people do pradakshina in the shrine of Bhagwan's shrine, of Samadhi shrine, you can see through the window into the old hall, through one of the windows. Previously, if you were of average height, if you're an adult of average height, like most of us are, you really could not get a good view of Bhagwan in the old hall. Now, you get a perfect view because they're sitting higher. And so I wanted to leave you with one more picture. This is what we ended up as the exact replica of the Gounder sofa. This is what it looked like when Bhagwan first sat on it. And so just wanted to share a few. We had it made locally. I got it custom made. What? Yeah. The clock also. There's the clock on the wall, just like. Actually, I have another interesting story, more than the wall clock, is of how. I mean, it's a bit of a digression, if you'll excuse me.
Only now
I know. Is there time? Okay. It's a bit of a digression, and that is of how the tile that's there, that from the original old hall, you talked about it a little bit, of how we came to get it. And what happened was, of course, we got it from Dennis, but what happened was Dennis was visiting the ashram in India, and he saw all these discarded tiles. And what happened is, in the 70s, I don't remember the exact year, but in the 70s, they found that the old hall, the entire structure was filled with termites. And it had to be torn to the ground and rebuilt from the ground up. And as you can imagine, that distressed a lot of devotees. I heard one story of, there was this one devotee who was a big man, And he came to the old hall and he saw nothing there. There's this thing. And he literally fell to the ground sobbing, you know. He was- But, of course, that has not changed, as those of you who have been to the old hall, has not changed uh, anything about Bhagwan's power and presence there. But anyway, so um, in the process, there were some tiles that they had to remove, that in the process of removing them, they got broken into fragments and they had to replace them. Now, the old tile, the original tile, was a tile called Kudappa tile from a place in South Andhra called Kudappa. Kadappa. And that's, if you notice, it's a rough tile. Is that at the time that the hall was built, they had limited budgets, so they got a cheaper tile. It was a rough tile. But when they had to replace the tiles, they got a different tile. So if you go today to the old hall, you'll see on the far end of the old hall, there's a smoother tile that's different from the original tile. That's the new tile that was put in. And so Dennis had gone. That was my digression. And so Dennis had gone there and he heard that these tiles were just lying unused, maybe discarded, and he was shocked. He says, "No, you can't do that." And he took some of them, and that's how we came to get them over here. So anyway, that was just a small digression. Oh, there's nothing to it. We just got a clock that matched that, or tried to. Yeah, I was able to, get a clock, find a clock. I had to go look for the clock, and that kind of matched. It isn't quite exactly like it is in the old house, but it was a really old. It was an antique clock with with the keys, the old style, and then we got had it replaced. And so it's now it's a battery electric clock. Yeah, that's easier to. So Dr. Sammy doesn't have to go wind it every day.
On the record, I want to add my family, my nephew, Sivarama Ganesh. He made the current frame holding the Bhagwan's portrait and also the shelf nearby. And they all were made in Aruppukottai. I'm a very proud person. I always tell, where are you from? Even though people wouldn't know anything about Aruppukottai, I'll tell Aruppukottai. And then I tell them that Aruppukottai is just, Madurai is only 30 miles due north of Aruppukottai. And Tiruchili is 8 miles due east of Aruppukottai. Virudunagar, where my wife comes from, is due west of Aruppukottai. So my world revolves around Aruppukottai. So he made it, and the Ramanashram authorities allowed him to go and measure in Tiruvannamalai, and he got it made. He went there. They had a special puja there in the or also he took it to Tiruchili. Come. Yeah. Because she was making all these arrangements. I was very busy. No, mama. And then also the bowls and nuts, they were made again, either purchased or made in Aruppukottai. That is due to my nephew Saravanan. And my niece's husband, he paid for the freight from the India. So, okay. Thank you.
So, he made the frame and given that the little table, or whatever woodwork. The railing was done here from the north. The gym was getting done. But these are all made there, and then it was taken to, as I said, to Tiruchili, where Bhagwan's palace. And they did the puja there, and then took it to the temple because they have bus transport. So every time when they take a bus, they go to Tiruchuli, it seems. I didn't know that temple. So they all know the priest and everybody. So it was easy for them to take the frame there and do the puja. And then he took it to Tirunelveli. And then they go to Ramanashram all the time. So they had a connection. They went and talked to, I think, Maniala, somebody in Tirunelveli that he went and talked to. And then they allowed him, he sent a photo too, where they had a puja there and the frame is right there. And then they sent it over. So it was very precious for us. And not only that, as he said, even though we wanted to do it, but usually when you want to do the replica, what do you go and talk to them and get the measurements and all that. You did not do anything. They just told them the thought is only ours. But everything was happened with Rohit and Dennis and Jim, and they contacted the ashram. When they were drawing, I was there physically, and that's about it. But everything was done by everybody else. So Bhagavan has blessed us to be there. That's all I'm thinking. It's not that we have made anything. Yes, of course, my thought was that I was praying to him saying that, Bhagavan, I don't think I'll be able to come up to Tirunelveli. So you have to come here. You have to come here. You have to come here. That's the only thing I thought. So he has come in here. And the beauty of it is though, we have not done anything about it. It's just everybody else has done so much. So I'm very, very thankful to everybody. I think of everybody. I thank them that for being blessed to be staying there. And we are a caretaker. That's all we are. It's not like we are. We built it and it's our house, and they are all calling Madhya Kasas. It's not Madhya Kasas. Bhagavan has allowed us to stay there to take care of it. That's what I'm thinking. As long as he lets us do it, we'll be here. And I'm sure he'll send someone to take care of this, because it's him who's, because a lot of people have desires, but it doesn't fruitify. But somehow he wanted to be here and he's here. It's his will, and I'm sure he will, continue on. So for us, we don't have any plan of our vision or anything like that. But we are very thankful that, and then he brought everybody together, and we are all having love for Bhagavan, and we also have only the love, but everything else, it's his decision. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry that we took like extend my session.
You could. My next job is the easiest. It is to introduce a person who needs no introduction. The president of Sri Ramanashram, Dr. Anand Ramanan, is going to talk about 100 years of Sri Ramanashram. Please join me in welcoming him.
Antaryasha bahirviduta timiram jyotirmayam shashvatam sthanam prapya virajate vinamatam ajnanam unmulayan pashyan vishmapapita mulasati yo vishwasya pare paraha tasmai Shri Ramanaya loka guruve shokasya hantre namaha ittanave nanam madiyinai buddhi idayattai பொருந்தியக நோக்கார் அத்துவிதமாமை அகச்சுடர் காண்கைபு மத்தியனும் அண்ணாமலை சுடர் காண்மையே. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. It's a great pleasure to be here amidst all the sincere devotees, and it brings back memories of the inauguration of Old Hall. And again, thank Mrs. Mati and Dr. Ratnaswamy my dear friend Rohit, and the great volunteers who pulled off this great function, Nimmi, Sridhar, and everyone else. It's really fantastic feeling to be amidst all of you. And I would not be lying if I said that I'm not missing the meeting the devotees who I meet in Ramanashramam every day. These are the most sincere, nicest people that one can hope to meet in your lives. And I meet them every day. That's a part of my job that I really love. That how can there be so many nice people and they just keep coming with just amazing stories when they, it's just unbelievable. Stranger than fiction, their devotion, their life stories. But that's a topic for some other talk. And so today, what is for me, it's very gratifying. And again, I'll tell you why Bhagwan's grace has to be on this. Is we are celebrating the centenary of the formation of Sri Ramanashramam. It started September last year because, as you know, Ramanashram was created when Bhagavan gave mukti to Mother in early June of 1922. But because he did not come down till the Jayanti of that year, so that I think it was December 19th. So we took the liberty of celebrating the centenary for the next 15 months. So September 1st to December 31st. And today is 2023. So this, if going by the calendar strictly, this is the last official function of Ramanashramam. And so I like to think that this is a real natural conclusion of that celebration. The theme that we took for the centenary celebration is Ramanashramam, the first 100 years, the next 100 years, and forever, for eternity. And again, as we, it's as the topic as it's obvious, Bhagwan did not come with a shelf life. He came for eternity, and we are all lucky to be present in the timeline of the first 100 years and going into the next 100 years. But as I will mention during the course of my talk, why I consider this period is very, very crucial in the history of the institution. And I'll dwell on that as we go along. So, yeah, go one slide back. So this is the logo we made for the centenary celebration. And I'm glad to announce that we'll have a postage stamp by the government of India and commemorative. And more excitingly, a commemorative coin, because that's harder to get. And hopefully, yep, thanks. Thank you. I needed that. So, as we all know, Ramanashram is a center of Jnana Marga, the practice of Atma Vichara, based on Sri Ramana Maharshi's teachings. And it was established around June to December 1922. And as we all know, it continues to attract sincere devotees from all over India and the world. And so this is not exactly from 1922, but I would say somewhere around the 1960s. Mangat, I will probably know. So, and we know the All Hallowed Gates we enter. And, so I'll be showing a lot of slides and just let you all feast on the visual images and just speak in between. And this is a modern day. Today's with and how I know it is we put some tiles because during monsoons, you know, because it's a downslope, water just flows and it's also this also has a heat reducing mechanism, so you can walk up to the shrine. And Ramanashram diligently preserves the serene and sacred surroundings reminiscent of Bhagwan's corporeal time. And the basic duties we perform are accommodations for hundreds of visitors, allowing them to practice Bhagwan's teachings in the vicinity of the sacred shrine, sanctified by his living, vibrant presence. The ashram fulfills the physical and intellectual nourishment, of course, offering sattvic food in moderation and for the body and the mind and also publication of books, periodicals, and online resources on its website. So I'll try today to, even though the topic is the 100 years, but it will seamlessly go in between the past, present, and future, if I may be allowed to do so. So we'll deal with every department, its origins, growth, and future, because not all departments were created in 1922, obviously. So I like to just blend them all together, because that's a part of the complete experience the devotee gets in the ashram. So, of course, start with the mother shrine. That's where the ashram began. And then, of course, it should go to the Goshala. That was the next, even though the mother shrine was a hut, Bhagavan and Chinnaswamy, they built the Goshala in granite stone, even though it housed one inhabitant, Cow Lakshmi. And when Bhagavan prophesied, if you built, he told Annamale Swami, if you built a Goshala fitting, a big ashram will come here, a small township will develop around the ashram, and one day a big city will be established around the ashram. And we all know how true that is. We get 40 lakh people coming on Paurnami and Deepam days, 45 lakh people. And I don't know how, but we're able to manage. Then, of course, Bhagwan Samadhi Hall, the old hall, Veda Parasala and the Goshala, library, archives, dispensary. And then we have the publications and social media, which is so crucial these days, where everybody cannot be in the ashram, but you can virtually be present every day. And then the increasing social outreach that the ashram is establishing with the local population to help the downtrodden and to preserve the hills and the environment. Administration, yeah. So being part of the administration, I would pay homage to the vision of the leaders whom I'm following. They made my job totally very, very easy, and just have to continue. Now, 1922, Bhagwan's brother, Niranjanananda Swami, was a Sarvadhikari, and till his Samadhi in 1953. So for 31 years. Then my grandfather, T.N. Venkatraman, who later on took sannyasa and was called Swami Ramanananda. and till 1994. And my father from 94 to 2020 when he passed away. And it's my honor to be the first servant from 2020 onwards. The primary responsibility of the ashram administration is, of course, to, along with fulfilling the basic needs of the ashram and maintaining its sanctity, I feel that what I like to do more and more is to constantly communicate with new devotees who make it happen, and the purpose of whom serving you, the ashram exists. And then listen to your suggestions and any queries. Please feel free to ask me. And we, as a principle, we don't have regular lectures in the ashram, and there is no formal guide who introduces or explains Bhagavan's teaching, because the simple answer and the truth is that Bhagavan has categorically assured us that he has not gone anywhere. His living presence is what sustains, runs the ashram so flawlessly. And his constant living presence pervades in every nook and corner of the ashram, and of course, beyond the ashram too. We just like to quote our principle, and I like to state a story of Alexander the Great. During his conquest of India, he came to a saint in northern India who was laying on the ground with no covering. There's just this hot sun beaming at him. So Alexander goes to him and says, "Sir, what can I do for you? You seem to be suffering in the heat." And that the holy man says, looks at him kindly and smiles, and, "Sir, all you need to do is please move out of the way and do not obscure the path of the sun." So he's enjoying the sun. So similarly, the ashram administration will never obstruct the path between the sincere devotee and the spiritual son, that is Bhagavan. And these are pictures. So, Niranjanananda, T. N. Venkatraman before his sannyasa, my father, P.S. Ramananda. And that's me with my mother the day I took over. So you see, I'm aging rather well. The vision. So the vision is to keep Sri Ramanashram as a center for the diffusion of spiritual knowledge and a place of sanctity by affording scope for the fulfillment of objects germane to the advancement of spirituality. This is not me saying it, but Bhagavan in his wisdom, believe it or not, at the request of the devotees, wrote a will. He verbally said people, eminent justices wrote it, and he put a line beneath it to show his consent, and this was in 1938. And now we will stay committed to his vision, obviously. Now, the one big thing Bhagavan did say is diffuse spiritual knowledge. That was one thing. He did not say, go and build hospitals, go build schools, buy up every piece of land available. No. But all he said was, this should be a site for a place for the diffusion of spiritual knowledge. So the principles we follow are, the focus is on the original works composed or the ones which were read by Bhagavan, and later on I will go over those books and make these globally accessible in as many languages as possible at an affordable cost. And transmission of the teachings through print and digital, and then we use the modern day marvel for which they were created: the internet, the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Oh, just hold on to this. The other thing is we conduct core ashram activities as when Bhagwan was in the body. The pujas, the other thing he said was to perform puja of the Matrabhuteshwara shrine, of course, and to his shrine too. Then we have the evening parayana and festivals, the Veda parayana in the morning, kitchen and devotees accommodation. The ashram will be maintained, preserved as an oasis of peace. The flora, fauna, ponds, and emphasis on cleanliness. Maintain all other activities endorsed by Bhagwan. Narayana Seva Dispensary, Goshala, Veda Pathashala, Library. Now, some buildings which were created during Bhagwan's times and which are old are heritage buildings, and we take the help of consultants who preserve ancient buildings. And it's headed by Dr. Perumal, who is part of the Tanjavur Palace. And we preserve the original atmosphere by avoiding too many new buildings inside the ashram. Yeah. Ramanashram is a temple for Advaita Vedanta, but that's one thing we're very clear. It's not a place where one comes just to meditate or for a psychosocial or a phenomena. It is a temple based on Shaivate principles, and it's a temple for Advaita Vedanta where Bhagwan is the only guru. Maintain a haven for devotees who wish to practice Atma Vichara and have direct access to his presence, providing such sincere devotees with basic needs. And preserving, as I know, this is what is the challenge, the principle of silence with the increasing crowds, which is a good problem to have, but we'll come up with some solution how to maintain silence when there are 5 lakh people in a building. But to the credit of even the commoners, the compared to the noise they make on the street, I think it goes down 98%, I think, when they come inside the ashram. But even the 2% can be loud. And you were there recently. So, but we don't encourage needless academic discussions or chats or lectures. And very rarely for special occasions, speakers are called. And this is the most important thing. And what Bhagavan said, even the when Chinnaswamy took over 20 years, Mangate will say, has written a beautiful book, his struggles. How, you get 50 rupees, you do construct the Matrabhuteshwar temple. And people would read talks, you would see 2 chapters back to back. Within 10 days, but to see Bhagwan, two of the richest, top 10 rich people in the world visited him. And they said, my wealth is yours. That is the Mysore Maharaja and the Raja of Travancore. But Bhagwan said, they come here thinking that to get something here. So we are not going to ask them anything. So I don't think a single rupee was collected from them. The temple could have been built 100 times bigger if Bhagwan wanted. But he, in his wisdom, in his thing, he's kept it in a relatively smaller size. And so we continue the same thing. Never solicit any funds. The ashram will never do that. Objectives beyond the core activities of the ashram. Obviously, as Bhagwan's uh, uh, fame is uh, uh, his teachings have spread all over the world. So, like this, we satsang groups are being encouraged to form, and with strict guidelines already put on the website as to how, and again, the same principles as the ashram, not to solicit funds and then conduct activities based on the ashram thing, and not to go away from the teachings. No individual's interpretations of what Bhagavan meant. And we part of my job is whenever a lot of devotees I meet, they say, "What should I do?" And I say, back to your country and start a satsang center. It can be two families can gather and you can start a center. And many small groups are forming all over the world, in Europe, South Africa, Australia, and of course North America and thing. And we encourage them to celebrate Bhagwan's Jayanti, Aradhana, and Advent as special days in the Kendras. We also have, with great deliberation, started uh, a charities wing, which is not the core activity of the ashram, but this gives us a small wiggle room to support some activities which I'll show, like maintaining the cleanliness of the town, improving the water situation by taking care of the ponds around the ashram, around the hill, and also some temple renovations, which I think we should do, and some school and dispensary activities. I think we can go past this. Yeah. I mean, this as we live in the era of metrics, so how we just keep a rough estimate how we are doing. So daily traffic, of course, we can't. Even if I went outside and like the home selling, do this, nobody's going to come. It's only Bhagwan's presence that makes visitors, sadhaks come. And the growth of kendras and publications and social media presence and relevance through engagement and service rendered to the local community with the excess funds that we have. So now we'll come to what you're all interested in. This is how a mother shrine looked. This is a very famous picture, and this is attached uh, building, and that's probably sometime in the early 20s. This was Ramanashram, just one thatched building, and these are workers working away, chiseling the stones to build the mother shrine. And it's so beautifully built. Like everybody, I get some modern day architectural students, and they say the acoustics you cannot get anywhere, and the symmetry. They say the symmetry is so beautiful, and hats off to everyone who did that. It's really amazing. And yeah, this is when it's built. Therefore, 60s. So nobody knows. We don't time it. Yeah. And recently, well, just various views, and yeah. So So the urge to build a grand edifice over mother's samadhi emerged in the early 1930s. Bhagavan offered a simple directive. It will be good if it is constructed well and on a large scale. The grand 4-day Kumbhabhishekam ceremony 1949 officially consecrated the shrine. The second Kumbhabhishekam was performed in June 18th, 1967. The third one, November 22nd, 79. And I think it's around roughly 12 to 15 years. And I don't know why, 2004 and 2013. So get your travel bags ready. So 2025, we might have one Kumbhabhishekam. So yeah. Bhagavan's shrine, the Samadhi Hall. This is the Nirvana room, we all know. And this we have a function on April 14th, and which roughly around 8:47, that's when we try to finish the Aksharamana Mala. And it's live cast, so everybody sense really a serene atmosphere at the time. That's pictures from that day. And this is the original Samadhi Hall. See how simple it is, how basic, and so even those days, silence please. So it's not falling off my in any thing. So oh, this one, I'm going to look for it. I'm sure not. It must be, if the old hall can be eaten by termites. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, I'm sorry. Please say two places. Please observe. Yeah.
So there's English, Tamil, and Telugu.
Yeah, even in those days, yeah.
No Hindi.
No Hindi.
Tells you the volume of
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. As Zenubai said, he couldn't talk with anybody. So he was supposed to keep silent the first time he went. So I think North Indians naturally became silent. So yeah. And a little progress. So you can see how the gap between and the Tayar Samadhi and little more material prosperity of the ashram. So,
And this is around what year?
I think on the 60s, yeah, because
And the old hall on the right.
and the old hall on the right, yeah. See, so how different it looks. You could go up
The entrance is
from that side.
not how we enter.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you can.
it's like-
Yeah, you can see the padikatti here.
Always was
That's a
very
door.
advanced.
Yeah, that's a door. That's all. Well is here somewhere. Yeah, this way, somewhere here. This is a well, and yeah. But you can see there are parts of the plant even in those days. Even then, that felt good. Yeah. And this is my grandfather leading the Kumbhabhishekam. I don't know anybody else. Kittuma, the priest is of Shimamarka. Yeah. Okay.
Carrying the pot of water. on the
Oh,
side.
there's that. Yeah.
That-
Oh,
that's it.
okay. Okay, let's go. So you can see a little more structure with stones on the side, and
It's the old one.
that's the old hall again. So again, it has the entrance. Yeah. But it's taking shape, and this is how it looks from the last 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Yeah, the Jayanti again was such a success, and this is how it looks on a hot afternoon. Again, yeah. So yeah. On Deepam days, yeah, it's lit by Stamps all over. So the Samadhi, Vaidyanath Stapati, the architect of Matrabhuteshwar temple, and K.K. Nambiar meticulously measured the land to determine a location precisely midway between the old hall and the Matrabhuteshwar temple. A pit measuring 10 and a half, and 7 feet with a small inner chamber of 4.5 by 4 was dug. After performing traditional rites, Bhagavan's body was placed in the pit facing Arunachala in the full lotus posture. In 1952, Sri Anandamayi Imam laid the foundation stone for a more permanent structure. By July 64, the central structure of the shrine with its polished black granite pillars stood tall. 2 years later, the gopuram above the Samadhi and a second granite exterior was constructed, following by the Kumbhabhishekam in June 67. The final phase, building a large hall, was completed May 3rd, 1970, coinciding with the 20th anniversary of Bhagavan's Mahasamadhi. Old hall, and I'm talking about the ashram's old hall. So this is so did it have 2 entrances or just this oh, so this is from this is, yeah, you can see the hill there, yeah, okay. So and you can see how you can get some estimate how it looked.
If you notice, there's a chimney.
Yeah.
So one of the first purposes of the old hall was where they would cook. So the chimney, you can still see that up there, right there.
Actually, my understanding is
They clicked.
there's a reception there.
Yeah, yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
So see, this is the back of the old hall. This is how we enter now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no door there.
Yeah.
It's the northern side.
Yes.
This is the northern side. This is to facing the hill.
The hill is here. Yeah, we are the hill. And this is the, after the termite damage, the rebuilding. And
The old hall.
the old hall, yes. And now the current, and so for practical purpose, obviously, because that space was used to make the shrine bigger. So the entrance was pushed. And there's still a remnant of a wall, of a door that you can see from the Samadhi hall. Yeah. And yes, more recent picture. And yes, yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. You can say old door everywhere. Yes. And wherever the devotee is, as Muruganar sung, there is Ramanashram, because in the heart of everyone, Bhagavan exists. So yes. And yeah. But I tell you, even such scenes are very rare. Only at 4 o'clock in the morning you can get that. It's like 5 o'clock, it's full. No stress, no sitting room these days. And yeah. So, old hall, also called the meditation hall, nestled within the hallowed grounds of Sri Ramanashram, is more than just a meditation hall. It's a living embodiment of the sage, Sri Ramana Maharshi, where his presence lingers even today. And that's why you got the inspiration to build, because that is the other form of Bhagavan. Construction of the old hall began in 1922, and by 28, it became the focal point of Ramanashram. By 86, extensive deterioration necessitated a major renovation. Dismantling began in May, and by December 5th, 1986, the old hall was reborn, stronger and more resilient. It stands as a testament to his teachings and serves as a beacon of peace for all who seek it. Oh, I should stand here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dining hall, yeah, my favorite place. Yeah, yeah, it's like yes. So that's how I think this is in the 70s because I recognize those cooks, Ramesh and Balu. Yeah, oh my. So no, maybe 60s. No, no. Bag- Oh really? Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Shucks. Yeah. No, I know. See, that maybe no. Yeah, and that mortar is there, right? But maybe is that guy looks like the one of the cooks who is the Ramesh. Yeah. So got
You are still this in archive, right?
yeah. This mortar grinding is in the archives. Ah, I don't know. Look, I'll ask any old man who's working. My no, no. The shots are too small. Right? His, his one always went below the knees. Yeah. And there's some party there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pawan sister, yeah. So I think these are all the probably the first cooks, probably. La? Sampurna party and all. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, this is the guy who's talking in the middle.
Person in the middle is.
Yeah. That's Bhagwan eating. And contrary to the picture, the traditional one which is painted, he did not have aplams and his plate was never full. That was all. That was a major photoshopping. But this is how he used to eat, really small amounts of food. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So all these are, this is what I meant. No way would he eat so much.
That's the exact place where Bhagwan.
Yes, he used to sit and eat. And as we all know, any new visitor, if I'm correct, they would sit here. That's a place of honor. Let Modal Daravan face Bhagwan, or maybe both sides. It's the first time any new first time comer got to sit near him. This is evening tea or coffee. So, and the tea. And a traditional day, typical day, still people sit on the ground and eat. Oh, didn't take it out. Okay. Yeah, I don't believe it. A few days only. Bhagwan Ramanashram, no visitor ever went hungry. 1937, Chinnaswamy recognized this crucial need and initiated the construction of a spacious, fully equipped kitchen and dining hall inaugurated September 1938. The new granite stone building stood tall, capable of catering to hundreds. In 1997, a new wing was constructed adjacent to the existing kitchen, dining hall, mirroring its design and increasing the capacity. In 2012, the old dining hall also underwent a restoration project. Testament to Ramanashram's core values of compassion, service, and spiritual growth, the kitchen and dining hall continue to nourish the body and soul of all who visit. Now, I know Swami is ESG, so I like to let you know we're going to go to complete gobar gas cooking in next 6 months. There won't be any LPG utilization. So we're going for a major gobar gas. Everything will be cooked on that. So that we have more than 20 tons. 200, yeah. Going to use only gobar gas instead of LPG. Yeah.
available?
Because we have the Goshala, we have enough cows. The waste will be. I mean, it's not waste, but cow dung will be. Yeah, the technology in India has gone through the roof. Really good. In fact, they're going to 5% of every cylinder will have gobar gas now. Yeah, they are announced, and they want to make it 25% of thing will be gobar gas by 2030. So a lot of new technology and very fast
Less
turnkey.
carbon.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. No methane going up. It'll reduce global warming too. And then it produce wonderful manure, most lovely manure. So ashram, the only manure is from the cow dung. We don't put any artificial fertilizers. And also water treatment. We're going to go for a big major upgrade, so that at least the bathrooms and all will be only from the recycled water. Veda Padasala. And so almost looks it's outside the Veda Padasala. Almost looks like today's. And that's Major Chadwick, and who funded the because ashram couldn't afford, so he was responsible for restarting the Veda Padasala, and after I know it really does, yeah. Which one was birthday?
March something. Yes.
Okay. Oh yes, that's a part of his. So yeah. Yeah. We're proud to say that we're probably one of the top 5 Veda Padasalas in the country. We are recognized as an examination center. We have exams once a year in the auditorium hall. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful sight. Somebody is there. It's lovely to see students come from all over India, and it's a oral exam, the tradition. They have like exam centers, small, all over the thing, and after 2 days they get a degree, certificate. So that was a batch of I know. So the current batch, the number we have is 27. Yeah, 27. So, and we get students. I think the northernmost is Lucknow, and from UP and Delhi, and students all over.
How many years is one batch?
7 is the basic, but if they want to do Ganam and all, it's 2 more years. So yeah.
7 years.
Just 7 years, yeah.
There are there sustenance, food, everything is accommodation.
Yes.
By the
Ashram, yeah. And in fact, they get a stipend. When they graduate, they're given a lump sum amount to, yeah, they to help them.
how many students are there?
27 now. 27, yeah. And again, I think it's Chadwick and the teacher. That's how it looks. This is a slightly older picture because this is a current day. This is a typical class. They all go through several. They learn in batches. The smaller kids and then the bigger ones, and then the older boys teach the younger ones too. So they start their morning at 5. So it's really nice to hear them start chanting in the morning. They come around 8 or 9, 9, yeah, and then they leave when they're 18 or so, and we try to get them placed. They all get some jobs or some postgraduate before they leave. So the history is dating back to 1934, established with the purpose of providing regular instruction in the Krishna Yajurveda. The school witnessed daily recitations of the sacred verses in the hall. So after Bhagwan's Mahanirvana, this financial ashram went through catastrophic days, and Mangata has beautifully written that while she wrote Vetata's biography. So there wasn't. So the Veda Padasala was closed, and then Chadwick on his birthday brought it.
Birthday.
Okay.
I have it as March 25th.
Okay.
1953.
53. So it's only 3 years it was closed. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
donation came from Saint Jugal Kishorji.
Oh, okay.
He gave 1,500. Yeah,
Oh.
1,500. Got it.
Wow. But then
Chadwick's birthday is 20th of March.
close enough. Oh. Sabine is Tamil birthday. Mostly is Tamil birthday. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, but we saw 1,500 yesterday we saw from Hari how 100 rupees, 25 rupees you could get a diamond. So you could get anyway. Yeah, I think we'll just. So this is the schedule. Or anybody wanting any of the youngsters, you want to go through this rigor, you're most welcome. Wake up at 4:30, practice reciting several times lessons taught previously till you commit them to memory, till 100% right, and chant them verbatim with the correct intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's called Brahma Yagna, the morning one. After completion, students have their bath, observe their Sandhya Vandanam, Samhita. They do that Samhita Danam every day. And breakfast, and then they come to the shrine, and then they chant the first 3 prasnas of Taittiriya Upanishad, 8 to 8:40. Then from 9 to 11, again classes. Then lunch, again afternoon, Madhyanam. I'm sorry, the Madhyanam and then lunch. Then lessons start at 1 o'clock, so no nap. Continue till 4. Then evening, scheduled recital of Vedas at the shrine from 5 to 5:45. And evening rituals 5:45 to 6:30, an hour of Vedic lessons. After dinner at 7:30, the boys are taught English and mathematics. We try to, but at 9:30, they retire for the night. And strictly no cell phones. Okay, that's it. Yeah. All 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah, but they do get some like a month off here and there, and then ashram does sponsor their 2 trips to holy places. They go as one in late spring and one in October time. Yeah, and that's a Gosha. So you can see how lovely this looks, right? So when Matrubhuteshwar shrine was just attached, look, in those days itself, really we haven't added much. I mean, it's like all granite, beautifully bordered, and so and Bhagwan with cows and
Actually, that's nice.
yes, yes. And those days the wild animals would come, so they had to close it from above too. So and the modern day. So this must be Matu Pongal Day. We have a real grand ceremony on that day. So and so we try to preserve the Indian breeds. I think we have close to all the major Indian varieties are there. So no hybrid cows. So The 1926, the arrival of Cow Lakshmi marked the start of a remarkable journey for Ramanashram's Goshala. Goshala produces currently an average of 250 liters of milk daily, as organic can be, fulfilling the ashram's needs. As our ashram's dairy needs grow, so did the Goshala. Today we have 166 cows, and that will only increase, receiving meticulous care and attention. With the rising population of cows, the ashram, there is a need for a place of retirement for aged cows. Ashram has developed a Samudram Goshala, where retired cows, after their long years of service, spend their last days in peace, looking at the hill. So, in 1926, Arunachalam Pillai, driven by ardent devotion, offered a cow and her calf to Sri Ramana, Cow Lakshmi. More than just a cow, possessed a remarkable intelligence. Her keen understanding of Sri Ramana's words and actions spoke of a divine essence. Her devotion was evident that her calves were born on Bhagavan's birthday, forging special bond between them. June 17, 1948, when Lakshmi was ill, Bhagavan went near her, placed her drooping head on his lap, placed his hand on Lakshmi's head, and then touched her heart. A Venba tomb, and then he walked away, and then she passed away. Venba tomb inscription composed by Bhagavan was inscribed to mark the Samadhi of Cow Lakshmi. The path to liberation, like Lakshmi's legacy, transcends all boundaries. Today, her spirit lives on. The Goshala started with her. As I say now, you can see from the time I finished the slide, it went from 166 to 200. So I think that's a true number here, 200. That was a typo. And that's Cow Lakshmi. So with the cow, including the calves, we have close to 250.
Cow Lakshmi star.
No, I don't think so.
From the horn.
Yeah, that is a native breed of Northa cow. That kind, yeah. And this is Cow Lakshmi, and a devotee donated a whole silver casing. And Fridays, you all might have noticed that in the morning after breakfast. Granthalaya, as you know, the first Granthalaya was in the old hall itself. Bhagavan probably was the first librarian. If anybody needed a book, he would get up and give it. This is the old Centenary Library in Morvi. And this is the current day on the top floor. The auditorium is in the ground floor. And that was the day it was inaugurated. One of the library staff, very busy at work. Says, it's an afternoon, 2:30. Cut him some slack on a hot summer day. Yeah. We have 30,000 spiritual books. It's amazing. Please visit it, and I request all of you to utilize it. Some very, very rare spiritual books are there. So it's amazing. And very well cataloged. And this is an example of during the centenary, we wanted to recognize our Telugu devotees, because they have been the backbone of the ashram from day. So we never had any. So we had a Telugu speaker, and this is a musical concert. Sankita, right? Yeah. Can you go back? Yeah. Yes. Yes. So Swami in there. Swami, let's look for Swami.
Well, it looks like her.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes. It is her. Yeah. Swami, I chose the slides. So actually, I didn't mention it.
It was a test. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
I wanted you to say that with pride.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. So. Yeah, so since Bhagwan's time in Guru Murtam's sacred books, I've been drawn to his presence and kept him company. So it's other way around, as Swami said, his experience and then was corroborated by theory later on. So he experienced first and then it was found in a passage. Bhagwan moved to the new hall. Small Ramanashram library was temporarily shifted to the old hall. May 81, when the Centenary Library was opened, the southwest corner of Morvi compound, it was a modest 10,000 books. The 2003 Centenary Library reached full capacity with 30,000 volumes, outgrowing the aging facility at Morvi. So the new library cum auditorium was opened January 8, 2012, tall, proud to the north of the ashram dining hall. It is 8,000 square feet, and the Granthalaya offers a spacious and peaceful location. Granthalaya also boasts an impressive 7-foot statue of Dakshinamurti, the south-facing form of Shiva, raising the auditorium. This fine auditorium serves as a venue for spiritual discourses, Carnatic music, concerts, various cultural groups, enriching the lives of devotees and visitors alike. And came up recently, we had Harikatha on Bhagwan. It's really very, very moving. So it was a dispensary.
Is that on YouTube?
We're going to post it. We got it recorded, the entirety. Yeah, we didn't do a live transfer, but it has been recorded. We'll soon be putting it.
He's also original one, the one that was done by
So we couldn't get the tapes, but we got his notes from Music Academy. So and this gentleman used those notes to almost replicate the story. Yeah, it's written beautifully. The notes he had written on paper, we were able to get it from Music Academy. So, Nimi, all yours. Dispensary. So this is the old Vaidya Salai, as we call it, and now it's a heritage building, having some photographic architects. And this is the Ramanashram and dispensary, as we know it. And this is also going to, it's completely computerized and medical records. And so the seeds of healthcare ashram was sown in 1929. Medical procedures were conducted in makeshift facilities for over a decade. Recognizing the need for dedicated space, construction began on a proper dispensary in the 1940s. Inaugurated in 1942, Old Ramanashram Dispensary stands as one of the Ramanashram's earliest buildings. The archives also serves as a vital link to the old dispensary's significance, goes beyond architectural style. It holds immense historical value. It's where Bhagavan received treatment in his final years. March 1949, till his passing, he underwent 4 surgeries within these very walls. I think, except for the first surgery, the other 2 or 3, he didn't take it much of anesthesia. The old dispensary was in dire need of repair. To preserve the historical integrity of the building, architectural conservationists employed the same material used in the original construction. The restored old dispensary is now a serene photo gallery. Please visit it next time. And it's a testament to Ashram's commitment to preserving its heritage. So the dispensary has been serving the needs of community for decades. And 2010, the modern new dispensary was opened on April 16th. The ground floor covers 2,000 square feet and there's a reception waiting area. And has a dedicated team of professionals with 3 full-time employed and 4 voluntary doctors. So patients begin queuing before dawn, and because 90-day free medicines are given to patients, and we have a system of token. So even though 70 to 75 tokens are given, by the time there are walk-ins, so on an average day, around 150 to 200 patients get a care. And then I'm glad to report that we're going for a 100% expansion of the dispensary, because we're no longer able to meet the. It's very crowded. So already, to perform minor surgical thing, and the camps have taken off. So we get voluntary camps from tertiary hospitals who come monthly or bi-monthly. So from Ramachandra Medical College, we get cardiology, then there's an orthopedic camp, neurology, ophthalmology every month. The patients are screened and they're transported by bus to Coimbatore, have free surgery, and they're brought back. And we have Ayurvedic and homeopathy camp as well. So just an average amount, just thing, but for the doctors, it's not a small amount. 480 diabetics, 450 hypertensive. And this is just on a random month. We just pulled to see how we are doing. So not, and again, even this is low. So it comes to more than 100. These are chronic patients. So if you count the fever and monkey bites and peacock attacks, they grow over 120. So roughly we spend 15 lakhs a month on medicine, just medicines. Then we get the free Ayurvedic medicines and this also, the medicines, we have a lot of donors who give a lot of medicines for free, even allopathy. And then we have a very proud to say very good lab. So imported machine from Spain, and we do all kinds of labs. So roughly the patient would spend 3,000 to 5,000 a day. They went out. It's free of cost. We have a good physiotherapist and physician. We have a dentist too, and a gynecologist.
Just to the number 4 point.
Oh, yeah, yes. Was it okay? I mean, you're standing here. Yeah. So you're doing well. So I guess.
In March, I went to India with my parents, and I was suffering with severe reforms pain. 40 minutes in the plane, but I had to go. Then I told Dr. Anand that landed now, of course, after a few days, I took my parents to Ramanashram. We arranged for the physiotherapist, and 4 days later, I was fine. I was really fine.
Yeah.
I was there, I have showed the thing.
Yes.
I was amazed by the way they had, almost like you, the chart was there. They
Thank
gave
you.
me medicine. And they said if I'm not going to I was amazed.
Are we okay with this presentation? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Huh? Oh, sorry. Yeah. You can't hear? Huh? You can't?
They had made it down on the.
This one? Oh.
Because it turns off. Oh, it's
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's working.
I can hold it in my hand.
Just turns itself off or something
Okay.
after an hour.
And during the COVID, we found out we needed more oxygen than what we had. So we bought oxygen concentrators from here. We took them back. And we have cardiac defibrillators, also 2 of them inside the ashram. So hopefully we never need to use it, but there's one in the office and one in the kitchen. So it's an automatic sensing defibrillator. Of course, dental equipment. And the other thing we're very proud is we have 22 medicines which we have gotten manufactured with a devotee manufacturer. So what we found even in India, the medicines which are like 2,000 for a month, they for at cost price. So you can see the markup, my God. So they gave it at cost price, but this is the kind of margins, but including marketing and yeah. So, and these are medicines, doctor will realize, these are medicines even many American diabetics can't afford. This dapagliflozin is $20 a tablet in America. I'm sure our pharmacist friend would say. So, sorry, we have them manufactured here. So you can see the cost. So we try to give kind of the latest medicines over there. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Much more, yeah. And this is rupees for a month. This is for a month's cost. So we try to give the best kind of medicines to our patients, not just because it's free. We don't try to get what we were doing here. We try to replicate as much as possible. And this is a cardiology camp. They come with all these vans, the fellows, and that's a echocardiogram. It's a they on the 2 days they do around 1,000 echoes for free. So really amazing what they do. And this is the eye camp. So and these are some of our Ramanashram brand. So we are allowed that, and these are you can see that. So one of the reason why we put it is because then they can't go and sell it also. Sometimes people come and they would get the free medicines for 90 days and might be tempted. So this way they can't. Free dispensary, yes, not for sale. So you put it like that. That stamp is there on the. So bear with me, we're getting to the close. Archival building, and nestled amidst the peaceful greenery of the ashram grounds lies a hidden gem, the archives. Established in 2002 and opened in 2004, serves as a central repository for Sri Ramana's belongings and works. Archive houses a diverse collection of artifacts, including hundreds of his pictures and interaction with devotees. Everyday objects used by Sri Ramana, offering a glimpse into his simple life, ceremonial clothing and bedding used by Sri Ramana, offering a tangible connection to his past, preserved. The manuscripts with Bhagwan's original writings and corrections provide invaluable insights into his, I shouldn't use thought process, sorry, maintained in pristine state. And preserve this for posterity. And this is the main entrance, and some of the artifacts, the binoculars, the tumbler he used, the kamandalam. I think it's TNK's old camera. And his handwriting. Malayalam, yes. Can you read that? Yeah, just for you. Okay. Thank you.
His vision is good.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And voice too, yeah. Right? Voice too. Yeah. Yes. Guest houses. Years following 22, Bhagwan took residence near this shrine, witnessing the gradual expansion of the ashram. 2011, Bhumi Puja for the new Morbi guest house compound took place. 2 years later, it was completed. 59 operational rooms in the two-story compound. Then we had Achalam with 21 rooms in 2010. And personally, I'm gratified. Swami Ramananda Centenary Building, the latest guest house. First time we have an elevator, 21 rooms. And so we went from the single dormitory to 80 rooms and now 220. From a single thatched guest house, 30s. So yeah. And we'll gently continue to increase the number of the rooms because we have to. But we don't want to overbuild too. This is the Morbi compound in the old days. We still have maintained it as an archival kind of a building. And that's how it looks like now. Yeah. This is Achalam and the new building, Ramananda building, Sonadri. And this is down Morbi, just opposite Osborne building, or Osborne compound. Yeah, yeah. Publication department, I just want to maintain just a small, we're very careful, as I mentioned, the pivotal part of what we do, our administration is the this is a historical background. Every Jivan Mukta, around 60, 70 years after their passing, the mischief or whatever misinterpretation enters. We saw that with Christianity, Buddhism. The last apostle passes away, interpretations suddenly start coming out. New manuscripts are discovered in somebody's basement, and totally putting the author's words into as Bhagwan's mouth. So we, and again, there's a Tampa connection. Rohit Vaidya inspired me to brought me up to this, that we keep this a focus, one of this. And so we really consider this as the most important part of what I would do in the next 20 years. It's not to let any so-called books or interpretations or exaggerations come out as official books, because that's not what our Bhagwan was. That was not what our devotees were. They were people like you and me living normal life, but once we came in contact with infinity, we also became infinity. But so it should not be like somebody should exaggerate, just Bhagwan doesn't need it. That the beauty of Bhagwan is access, Saulabhya, and so he can, so Elimayaha, so simple, accessible, we keep that. So the publication department is very, very focused on that. So, but luckily there's so much material as we discovered about Bhagwan, and that new things like concerning with the historical research, yes, definitely we'll bring it out, but not what somebody said they heard Bhagwan say or something. That's not needed. And we have in the archives so many translations of Bhagwan's books in every world language. So we are steadily bringing them all out in the new digital way all over the world. And even I'm just proud, as stories are stranger than fiction. I mean, the truth. We recently met a gentleman from Syria. I won't take his name, but he's a practicing Hindu and totally Bhagavan devotee, and he's translated 3 books of Bhagavan. He's going to translate 7 more. And he's also translating the ashram webpage into Arabic language. And there's 3 books, and he said, have been sold out. He got a publisher to publish them in Syria and all those places, and they have discussion groups in countries you wouldn't, I wouldn't want to, with very, very strict interpretations of their faith. So there are a lot of youngsters wanting to embrace Atma Vichara. So, in Arabic, yeah. So again, so we are committed to having the core books translated into every language in the world. And so we try to keep the lowest profit margin is not to make money. We maintain contract with good publishing groups. And we're trying to develop apps for every journal of the ashram. And the website, we're going to relaunch it better. And we maintain a constant communication with our devotees on the social media. As you know, the journals are the Mountain Path and Sharanagati. The apps we have are the Voice of Arunachala, the Ashram Parayana, Mountain Path, the website and social media. And this is our department. Yes.
Will the ashram publish a list of approved books?
There is.
Where we can follow.
Yeah. Yes. So there's a slide on that. So we have so many books, but there are core books that we recommend. That we try 10 to 20 books each in Malayalam, Hindi, Gujarati, Sanskrit, and other world languages. Just a sample. And various European language. And as I said, Hebrew, we have 10, all these 10 major books. It's really, they have many satsang groups in Israel, very active. And yeah, these are the suggested talks with Ramana Maharshi, letters, day by day, collected works of Ramana Maharshi, Mahayoga, Maharshi's Gospel, Words of Grace, Ramana Maharshi and Path of Self-Knowledge, teaching in his own words, Be as you are, Guru Ramana, self-realization. And we always look for translators, anybody who comes, and we have a publication committee. So any new book is evaluated by the committee, and then we bring it out. And any new books. That's a bookstore. And ebooks is a very big way to get the books across. And any new book comes out will be brought as an electronic book too. And sorry, the previous slide. Who Am I, as you can see on the website, it's for downloadable for free in every language. It's available. So currently books in Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, French, Spanish, Arabic, Russian, also being brought through the digital scanning as ebooks, OCR, and yeah, let's go. And audiobooks. Please check out Amazon last month converted 10 of our books into Audible. So just like that. And so Ashram publishes journals, Mountain Path, Sharanagati, and we also support other Kendras, Ramanodayam by Ramana Kendra, Delhi, Chennai, or thing. So we'll support more. We can just go. So we're reconstituting the editorial board, and we have a new editorial committee, and the focus will be more issues will be mostly be on Bhagavan and Advaita Vedanta. So the comparative religion and other will be stopped. We'll revive the how I came to Bhagavan in a big way, and a youth section will be is being introduced, and Sunita is writing, will be heading the section because along with her Balavihar experience. And we're going to give this, if you already haven't, please download the Mountain Path app, because you can get the magazine for free on the app right away. So we'll release it to everyone. And, Sharanagati is a monthly newsletter launched 2006 by Ravi, my late brother. It continues, and it's a great way to connect devotees from all over the world. And we have close to 30,000 now receive this newsletter. So so the centers like you can also encourage the members to get these downloadable links on the Facebook and the apps, and we can distribute the thing to other organizations that you respect as Ramanashram. The Voice of Arunachala is our internet radio station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a variety of content, including songs, sacred chants, commentaries, reading from the works of Bhagavan and other saints, glorifying Arunachala. The goal is to help the listener to connect with the power of Arunachala, even if they are unable to visit the hill in person. The daily Parayana that is conducted in the ashram is available as an app. And just today, while I was sitting, Karthik Raja, Ilaiyaraja's son, he digitally cleaned the old songs, and we'll be releasing it with more clarity. So again, our function has something going on. So today, we just sent it to us. So the Mountain Path app, as I said, please download it. You can read every issue of Mountain Path, starting from the first issue, January 1964. And it has a keyword search. This is our website. The YouTube thing has had 7.8 million views so far, and 67,000 nearly active subscribers. And it's just amazing how things grow. Just the Facebook page. Yeah, when we launched it in 2012, we had an ambition of 1 million eyes, so 500,000 subscribers. We have gone 3 times more, and it just various languages of the world, and it's just a beautiful way. Instagram, WhatsApp page. 2 movies are being produced. on Bhagavan as we speak. And these are pretty reputed. I can't say their names because of copyright reasons, but really famous people. And yeah. And as we announced, we have an AI app recently was launched, and so people, the app is kept busy. So far, nearly 2,500 people have asked questions through the app. So it's very encouraging. So we'll be feeding because of machine learning. We want it to learn slowly. So currently, it's only the collected works, OMI are fed in. But as we go along, we'll add more books so that it can not get confused. And finally, social activities. We know Narayana Seva, we almost 1,200 people are fed, 500 in the ashram and 300-400 in the town near the hospital. And a couple of orphanages are sent food every day. And then proud of this, the renovation of temples and the renovation of tanks and environmental conservation. Swaminathan today said ARS, but we do 10 times more than ARS does. More trees and saplings and water are done by Ramanashram, but we don't have an agency. I mean, all I say is just walk to Skandashram, the green cover. It's all Brahmanandam Swami. Yeah, Malayali power. Yeah, so that but amazing man, amazing Swami. And so 19th and on Deepam Day and all and thing, it goes the Narayana Seva goes into several thousand. And so on a rough estimate, 300,000 meals are cooked by the kitchen people every day. I mean, every year. Yeah. And this is you can see a serpentine line, on a special occasion. Yeah. Temple renovations. So that is one thing good. They along with the temple administration were able to do some renovations. Pandava Tirtham, and I'll show you the slides, and Pachayaman temple, because these are all connected with Bhagwan. Power Kundra, Arunachaleshwar, the Padala Lingam, and Ati Kamachikan. So this is Pandava Tirtham Mahakumbhabhishekam. This is please visit it next time you're there. Yeah. And Pachayaman temple Kumbhabhishekam. Really well done, actually. Power Kundra.
Is this the temple right outside Ayampuram tank?
Yes.
That's the one?
Yes. Not the same. And the water tanks, Pali Tirtham we maintain, Pandava Tirtham, and Nandi Kulam. 3, and we will take it up more lakes with the charities wing. And this is Pali Tirtham. We regularly dredge it, and you can see, every summer we remove the silt to make it deeper. And this is Pandava Tirtham. This is behind Sheshadri Ashram. Yeah, but now you can access it through the Sheshadri. They're there. So it's all done by the ashram. We rebuild the whole lake, the pond. And this is the temple consecration. And then this is Nandi Kulam, another lake. And again, It was deepened and made broad. You can see there's more. The area has just gone up several times more. Then the library in Tiruchuri was inaugurated. I think Leraja was went there, the trustees. And the environmental conservation we do. So the future looks bright and colorful like this. Beautiful children. And thank you for your attention and any questions? So, thank you. Huh?
I've never seen that logo. Is it a
The-
new one?
Well,
There's
yeah.
that one.
Tiago, he does it. You like it? We'll take over. Right? Okay, we have it.
We'll take a 10-minute break. We'll reconvene. Just make sure you collect all of the gift bags if you're planning to leave. Make sure you collect